right, so we had a little bit about loving. Now we're going to get a little bit about fighting. I am very grateful to Healthy Campus Initiatives because it enabled me to run this absolutely wonderful pilot course called Martial Arts, Phenomenology, and Personal Empowerment. This course was a collaboration between Paul McCarthy of the UCLA Rec Center and myself. In it, we offered students 2 classes a week in martial arts, and then we provided them with an introduction to the theories of phenomenology so that they could reflect upon their experience. The class was structured around 3 questions. One has to do with physical practice and fitness. So what happens when you offer somebody a physical practice that they absolutely fall in love with? How does that change their sense of self? How does it change their fitness, but also how they perceive themselves in the world? If it's a practice that they will devote themselves to, so that fitness is no longer a goal, it just is a side benefit as they strive to become better at this practice. The second question comes out of phenomenology. Phenomenology is, roughly speaking, the philosophy of experience. And in phenomenology, the idea is not I think, therefore I am, but instead it's I can, therefore I am. But in phenomenology, theorists often talk about ordinary movement, like I know that I am a self in this world because I can reach out and touch this chair and move it. So I was thinking, well, what about extraordinary movement? What about learning to do movement that is elaborate and detailed and involves a great deal of dexterity, changes your body? And then the last question has to do with the application of martial arts, sort of martial arts specific. We have this sort of commonplace idea, of course, martial arts is empowering, right? Because you're like punching, you're kicking, you're doing elbow strikes, you know? But not all of those drills play out in a friendly sparring match, let alone in a sport competition, let alone in self-defense. So what is it specifically about martial arts training that is empowering? So the students came up with several answers to these questions. So I'm gonna have my instructors come out and demo as I speak. So the first set of answers had to do with human body mechanics. So if you guys would demo the Muay Thai 4 counts, please. So what we see going on here is they're learning how to do the strikes, the kicks, and the punches, but more importantly, they're learning how they follow into each other. So a kick leads into a punch, which leads into another punch, which leads into a kick. Time. Okay, the second issue that gets talked about both in phenomenology and in self-defense training is the difference between being the subject and being the object of an encounter. So in this first instance, who's the subject, who's the object? Pretty obvious, right? Yeah? Okay, let's see a different version of this. Different? Who's the subject and who's the object? Yeah, pretty clear. Okay, so next if you could bring out the weapons and do a single stick zimbrata. The other thing the students became very interested in is when you start working with an actual inanimate object, how does that change your self-perception? So what we see going on here is this is not fighting, this isn't even sparring. They're exchanging striking and blocking. They're learning how to do the strikes and the blocks, but they're also learning how to use the weapon so it becomes an extension of their body, so that their body extends into space via this object that they have mastery over. Over to Paul.
Let's give these guys a round of applause. Am I on here? Can everyone hear me? Okay, hello. My name is Paul McCarthy. As you heard from Angelia, I'm also known as the British Ninja. Which is a nickname I've kind of adopted. I'm going to kind of make the transition from move well to mind well. What we also did in conjunction with Professor O'Shea and Dr. Bilder, I see right in front here, is we did a study last summer which looked at the effects of specific complex martial arts drills, which we're going to show you, on cognitive function. So that's the jump we're going to make. A little bit about the UCLA Martial Arts Program, because a lot of people, when they hear martial arts, they don't think of this stuff. They think of the Karate Kid maybe, or maybe UFC, or maybe if you're a boxing fan, you're going to be excited on Saturday when we see Mayweather fight Pacquiao. But there's so many different martial arts out there from so many different cultures. At UCLA, we have over 25 different classes, 16 different clubs, 15 different styles of martial arts from 11 different countries. So what I'm going to show you today is one specific style, which I think, and we think, has really improved cognitive function. I'm going to tell you why we think that later, and we also get to see a short video. It's Filipino Martial Arts, and I also like to call it cognitive Kali. So as I'm going to bring the instructors back out. This is Guru Anna and Guru Elaine. As you can see, they're going to start off by just doing one of our core drills called Heaven 6. So they're going to start doing Heaven 6, and as they listen to me, they're going to be able to use their processing speed and change up. So you're going to change to Standard 6. You can notice that second strike is now going lower. They're going to change to Earth 6. All strikes are going low. Back up to Heaven 6. Umbrella 6. Mohara, circle each other. Good, other direction. Good, Tayada, Anna, circle Elaine. There we go. Good, down to one knee, someone. Good, and time. Round of applause for these guys. So what I want to really emphasize with that is it is a complex movement. Once you've learned that movement, how well do you know it if you can listen to instructions and change without pausing, without stopping? So that's a really key point. Another thing we looked at was working memory. What we did with the students, and the students had about 50 hours of training over a period of 10 weeks in this. We looked at specific coding. So if I can bring them back up on here. Number 1 was this cob-cob motion. Number 2 was ikis, or making an X in front. Number 3 was high-low-high. Number 4, Heaven 6 that we just did. And number 5 was that Standard 6 right there. So that was the code. So then we changed up. How well can you translate the code? So if I say to them, let's split the 1, 2, 3 with a Heaven 6. So 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4. Ready? Go. So as you can see, it's a little bit slow there. They've got to figure out which is happening. But they're doing it on the fly. They're doing it smoothly, high, low, high. And they're also responding to the other person's motion. Very good. Let's give a round of applause. I really want to emphasize that the instructors out here are some of the best instructors in Los Angeles, and they're still having trouble with these drills as we increment it up. So I'm going to make it even harder for them, which it makes them fail, but that's what I'm trying to do. That's what I'm trying to show you. So as they come out, I'm going to make them do 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4, but they're also going to do the hourglass footwork, which they didn't really know I was going to do for them. So you notice they've got a pattern with their feet. They're making this infinity sign, this hourglass, but they've still got to do the 1, 4, 2, 4, 3, 4. So you can just see from their facial expressions how hard this is. Time, good job. So to make you understand or help you understand what it feels like, and what Professor Jay, I love her term, she calls it brain scramble, I want to do a couple of drills with you guys. So if you can take part, take your left hand, and I want you to click the shape of a box, 4 corners. Easy, right? Good, good. There's actually some people having trouble. We'll get to you later. On your right hand, we're going to make a triangle. So at the top and 2 bottom. Top and 2 bottom. If anyone works in brains, they know what's coming later. Try and do both at the same time. I'm not actually doing it. I just look really confident. Let's do one more. Take your hands. Imagine you're rowing the boat forward. There we go. Easy. Rowing the boat backwards, or it might be the other way around. Okay, now try and do 1 forward, 1 backwards. I have to set myself up here. There we go. Meet at the top, meet at the bottom. Now, most people actually think they're doing it, but they're just doing backwards in a different thing or this. They're like, yeah, I got it. I'm like, no, you don't. No. So what's going on there? We can all do the motion. Our physical bodies can do that, but for some reason, our brains get tripped up. That's what we call the brain scramble. As we move on, I want to show, I'm going to bring out Guru Comrade and Guru Elaine here and show something. We talk about convergent, divergent thinking, creativity, analytical problem solving. So Guru Comrade's going to just feed different angles to Elaine, and he has to defend and strike back. Pretty simple drill. He's got to think about what's coming, where the angle's coming from, and defend to it, and then bring back a strike. So if we do that again, we're going to freeze on the angle 1 for me, please, Guru Comrade. So that's a great strike. He's hitting the hand, he's defending, he's getting his head out the way. Guru Elaine's going to reset. He's going to do the same block for the angle 2, please, Comrade. Same block. There's angle 1. There we go. Doesn't work. So he has to, in the fly, so let's go, let's challenge Guru Elaine, Comrade. We're going to surprise him. Random strikes wherever you want. You got to respond. There we go. So he's got to respond to it. This is called a bisidario, just defundo. He doesn't know where the angle is coming from. What he's got to know is where his stick is. He's got to know his stick, his weapon very well. That includes mental rotation. He's got to have good reaction time, and he's got to look at comrades' body movements. So all of that is the brain working very hard, and time. Sorry, sir. Also getting a good workout in there. So I talk about problem solving and dealing with a stick coming towards your head. That's one of the major things we think has such an effect. I'm getting called out here. Let's bring everyone out to the front. I hear the music. Is the creativity. So just to finish up, everyone's going to come right in front right here. Carenzo, whatever weapon you want. The play part of it, the shadow boxing, just go guys, Carenzo, is taking everything that we've done and being able to put it into a play thing. This is not set, it's not choreographed. There's nothing that we've pre-planned here, it's just different strikes. And we really think that that whole spectrum from the structured training through to the play is very important for cognition. We'll finish up with some of the tradition because I like it, part of the martial arts, if everyone can face the front. This is part of the Filipino salutation. I present myself with an open mind and open heart. I acknowledge the hand of friendship is superior to the hand of war. I will take what I've learned with my mind and my heart. May we shed no blood. Salamat. Thank you very much.